Sarah Palin is likely going to lose her bid for that House seat that was vacated by Don Young's death. And even though there's no specific polling for that race, I think last time I saw there was 43 people running for that seat. So there's no polling for it, but there is polling going back to October on Sarah Palin in the state of Alaska. And it turns out she has a disapproval rating in the state of about 55%, with only 30% of voters having a positive opinion of her. They don't like her in Alaska anymore because she quit on them. And that actually is one of the number one things people say about her. So this week, anticipating a loss that could be coming in about 6 weeks, I think is how far away the primary is, Sarah Palin goes whining to Fox News host Mark Levin about alleged voter fraud that is currently taking place in a race for a seat where the election hasn't even happened yet. She's already blaming her potential loss on voter fraud. Here is what she had to say. It's mail-in only ballots. No hand counting to tabulate. Gotta go through a Dominion computer to count everything. Oh, and before I continue, let me go ahead and suggest here. Dominion voting systems. I know how much you guys love to throw those defamation lawsuits at people who drag your company's name through the mud because it could cost you millions of dollars in state contracts. Her statement right there implies that your system cannot be trusted. So legally speaking, you could probably file a defamation lawsuit against her if you were so inclined. Just throwing that out there into the ether, Dominion. Your call either way, but, it's there if you want to take it. She continues. And like yesterday, Mark, I received 4 ballots in the mail. I didn't even ask for any ballots. One for one of the daughters who doesn't live here. She hasn't claimed residency in Alaska since she moved outside. We call anything outside of Alaska outside. Okay, so hold the hell up then. If you're saying she's not a resident, but she's getting a ballot, then that means she's registered to vote in Alaska. So if we look at the voting rolls of where she lives now, well, even if we don't, but if we look at the voter rolls of where she lives now, she's registered to vote there, registered to vote in 2 states. That is voter fraud, Sarah. You just implicated your daughter in voter fraud, you idiot. And by the way, even if she doesn't live in Alaska but is still registered to vote there, that would be considered fraud as well. So no matter which way you slice it, if she's telling the truth, she just admitted on air that her daughter is willingly or not committing voter fraud. So wow, we are 2 sentences in and already things are looking bad for Sarah. Oh, this is the other bizarre thing though, Mark. So everybody's voting right now in Alaska. Ballots are pouring in even though people aren't asking for the ballots, but they're being mailed to everybody. The election isn't until June 11th, but you vote now and then I guess what? You got like 6 weeks of wasting donors' money, campaigning, trying to woo people who've already voted. It's a bizarre system up here. Yeah, you just described early voting. Did you legitimately just realize that that's a thing? That's a thing people can do? And yes, mail-in ballots, by the way, do make sense in a place like Alaska that is not very urban. It is exceptionally rural. Do you really want people to have to drive an hour one way just to make it to their precinct to vote? No, vote by mail makes a hell of a lot of sense in a state that is so spread out like Alaska. But I gotta say, Sarah, going and whining about things that haven't happened, things that you can't prove, basically making up lies to go ahead and write off your loss, that's not exactly a vote of confidence for yourself. And the last thing you want to do in a race that you're already losing is let people in that state know that you've lost faith in yourself. Also, probably not a good idea to let them know that your daughter may be committing voting fraud. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.